Welcome back to the VALORANT Lock-In Tournament, where Fnatic is playing the Librarian as they reduce Loud to a whisper here in São Paulo and putting us on series point.
I just love how the crowd erupted.
They're instantly loud. Poorly timed.
You did that.
Thanks, guys.
This is still, though, a very dangerous spot for Loud. They are now in a position where they themselves have to reverse sweep. They were the team to shut down DRX, stop them from being able to be the first team in the big VCT circuit here to be able to do that. I don't know if Loud's going to be able to do it, though. They need to be able to run it back, and it has to start on split.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, especially after this map number 2. Fnatic came in, and on their attacking side, they've played a similar game plan to what we've seen in the past. Put an emphasis on getting those orbs, have great preset executes around your ultimates, and I felt like Loud was going to have some preparation for that. I thought they were going to be ready, and it looked like they were. It looked like they had ideas on their defense to shut that one down, but Fnatic still had such great plans and such good decision-making on the fly that they were still winning out these rounds.
Yeah, they have it all. They have the ult coordination, they have the decision-making on the fly, and I think a big part of that goes to Boaster. This guy is on the verge of getting his first trophy, which he's been trying for so long. You saw the lockdown, you saw Loud stay out of the lockdown range and retake this tower position back, but Boaster gets the plant down, ults them out of tower, so they have time to hold on, and he gets a 2K for it. That is really just prime Boaster, and he's in his element.
Yeah, that's the exact situation, right? Because Loud knew what was going to happen. They were ready for it, but still, Fnatic win that one out.
Yeah, I think not only is this the best iteration of Fnatic that we've seen so far, I think it's the best iteration of Boaster. The way that he's having impact right now in these games is just utterly phenomenal.
Well, speaking of it being the best iteration of Fnatic that we've seen, it was round 7 that will be our Verizon high-speed moment for the day. Leo and Chronicle linking up Bala together to prove their worth and then some as a duo.
This was a 2v4. This was the moment where I'm like, again, this is such a big super team. But for me, Leo is the initiator prince that was promised, but now he has the patronage of the once and former king of Chronicle. It is so good to see these two play. The duo and the way that they actually approach situations like this and their ult coordination, their utility coordination, you just see it over and over and over. It's so amazing.
It was the second layer that Fnatic has needed for so long. And I mean, you can see Loud cannot believe some of these rounds that they were pulling off. It was miracles for the side of Fnatic, but that's what shut Loud down. That second half, Loud only won a single round. The way that they cycled between different calls for Fnatic was fantastic, and every individual was performing to such a high level.
I just love that if we go back to that post-match interview that we had with Chronicle, he just said, like, I'm not bad, guys. I'm still good at the game. He is absolutely proving that right now, definitively, that he still has what it takes.
Fnatic sitting pretty at 2-0, so let's talk about what needs to change here for Loud if they want to get back into this series, Mimi. We asked in that map for Cowanzine to step up. He did top the leaderboards for the squad, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game out of Cowanzine, but what struggled, I think, was this double duelist composition, putting Sadak on the Raze, putting the Jet in the mix as well here. I think that, well, it has been a good idea. It's worked for them in the past. They were really getting shut down on this one. The defensive side of Fnatic knew when to play back, give that space, and pinch back in, and they were also doing a great job of when they did take those early fights, shutting down Sadak in particular. And this worries me, because we go into split next, where Loud has to perform a reverse sweep, and this is another map where they play this double duelist composition.
Yeah, it was my concern coming into this map, and I don't think the concern got super alleviated, but it definitely wasn't the lowest point for Sadak at all. And I think the lowest point for me when I watched this was on split. So that's where the concern continues. It was on split against NRG that I was like, oh, he's really not comfortable here. He's really not comfortable calling. And I mean, they went to map 3 off of that one. It was really difficult for them to actually even do anything. So yeah, it comes down to that. And if there was any comp to change, I think it'd be this one.
And guess where we happen to be going on map number 3? It's going to be split Achilles. It's got to start here for Loud.
It really does. And I'm right there with Bala. The raise right now from him is not inspiring that much confidence, but I do at least favor the Raze Jet on split as a double duelist compared to on Fracture, but it's still going to be rough around the edges here unless Sonic can level up his performance. He cannot be hovering down around the bottom of the board.
This map is going to be wild too, because Fnatic also play a double duelist composition here, and that's going to be the first time I think we're really seeing these two comps really match up against each other in that mirror here at Lock-In. But what's difficult is for Loud, it is going to require that reverse sweep. We've talked a lot. It is a very, very hard thing to do. And for Fnatic, I'm sure they are feeling so invigorated, one step away for the first trophy for this core.
We eagerly await Prime Gaming Agent Select to get some answers to the questions that we have when it comes to what compositions each team will bring out. Will it be the double duelist? Loud, it's important to remember, is starting out on the attacking side. A lot of times people cite double duelist most effective from that attacking half, but it means they need to have a hot start if they go for it.
Yo, it absolutely is, and I also think there's threats for Alphayer here as the Cypher. He could really get a lot of lurks off on Loud, not only on defense, but also mostly on attack, especially as you get those double cages going. So that's definitely a threat for Loud.
There we have it. We're matching the double duelists across both teams.
Yeah, right now, for the side of Loud, if they want to get themselves back into this game, they need to start off hot. They need to clock Fnatic in the mouth, catch them off guard, and get that momentum building, because they need to swing this around, not just in this map, but in this entire series.
It's all or nothing at this point for Loud as we turn our attention towards map 3 split, which means it's time, once again, to send it back to Brandon Sideshow for the cast.
Map number 3 now entering the turning point of the series. Joy and horror is going to be across both stages. A swirl of emotions for both of these teams, Josh, as they edge ever closer to the potential goals.
And you see it, the trophy between both of these teams, both metaphorically and literally within touching distance here of Fnatic. And what a long road back from Loud if they want a chance of being able to lift this and become that back-to-back title winner. I'm right there with the desk. I'm looking towards Sadak. I think the comparison between the two IGLs is so apt. Boaster, everything's working, so he can focus on his own game. Sadak, 0-6 in first kill to first death on Fracture. He just simply has to do better.
Has to do the most for them, Durka! Just an absolute menace to society with a shot like that. Scattering the hopes and dreams of an easy execute there into A heaven. Still wants to take the angle, still wants to take the fight. Damage being done, rattled across. The bullets fly. And it's Fnatic once more laying claim to a couple more bodies.
And look how happy Fnatic are to rotate 4 people onto A defense.
Holding for it. 2 years, less. Crossfire watched 4, turning it into that 3-on-3.
The Viper Wall doing so much there, allowing Loud to stack up multiple players and breaking Fnatic's crosshair placement. Now the pressure really does get applied to Fnatic.
It's a soundbait though. They looked like they were trying to fake towards that presence in mid.
I like this push from Alpha, yeah. I think repositioning here catches them if they rotate back to B and lets him help A.
Still, almost getting your head taken off there. Boaster has to back away. Leo returns the fire. Does not get out unscathed. Spike has entered the side. It's up to them. Kawazim with the plant.
Dweez has a start, but he's got to fend off Alpha, yeah.
And this is it. It's all about the timing, which Alpha, he knows exactly. It's handed to him on a plate. That 1v2. Fnatic, the potential is there for them, and the crossfire just immaculate. This team is sailing their way. Obviously, they've had some rough waters to navigate over the course of their entire history, but taking this pistol round one step closer to the hopes and dreams.
4 out of 5 pistol rounds going the way of Fnatic, playing these situations so well. Incredible stuff. And as we get closer throughout this map, I mean, that is what's going to be running through Boaster and Durka's head for sure. They haven't had to do the most in this series so far. Leo and Chronicle really stepping up for them, the new additions, but the history is just going to come to life as they take these steps closer and closer to lifting their first trophy together. Sage Wall planted in mid here. Really good on the anti-eco. Going to take a lot for Loud to be able to break that, but they do very quickly. And that speaks of a heavy commitment towards the middle of the map for the wall to be broken so early.
Just one portion of it. Smoke to plug up the gaps. Close angles. That B main control still being held for now. But look at this, Durka. He's not shy. Willing to take that fight, but he's being met face to face there. Classic right click doing a lot of damage. And claiming that kill, but it's responded with. And the cam. So many of these setups by Fnatic. Well thought out.
Yeah, really good. Alfia's got many of these where the cam gives information in B heaven at the same time as B main.
Dash away, nade against the wall, rebound, slow as well.
Gonna be a pivot here into Boaster, but he's full health with a Bulldog. Oh, and maybe even a cancel.
Okay.
Loud don't have too many chances of winning this round. Fnatic are surrounding them on all fronts.
Nothing left open. It's going to take a miracle and more. Lovely crossfires by Fnatic. Noise being made with that jump down. 20 seconds left, and these trips have not been dealt with. Alfia doesn't even wait for the timing, doesn't even wait for it before he strikes. 3 in a round, a triple claimed. It's Fnatic. Lights out performance.
And Alfia is going to be very crucial on this half of the map. Fnatic got to choose the defense side, and the trips are going to be useful. I mean, often going to be broken, though, by Sadak with his blast packs or updraft dashed over. But that little mind game of how Alfia decides to anchor the sites, whether it's A or whether it's B, and where he gets information with his cams is going to be crucial here. We've seen before, actually, the way that Loud ended up losing this map was hard anchoring a site and then flooding retakers in. Now they've got rifles in hand, though. Favored here, but only ever so slightly. The buy's still good for Fnatic.
Exchange of fire, straight down mid. No casualties. Damage was done. You're going to see a delayed wall here. Good discipline from Loud to break that. Look at Les. Taking his time with him. They're going to be used in response again. Pushes them out of heaven. And Loud really finding it difficult to get anything done. This cam position. Alfia maneuvering his setup.
Really good pressure in B heaven has pulled Durka away from the A site. So only Alfia here.
Yep, he's alone, anchoring.
The cam position is still really good. It'll give him enough time to react. Pop his cages and play hard anchor backside.
Seems like Fnatic have got a read on this in one way or form. Nade at the back though. Util will it get cleared? Skipping a hop straight over to Trips cages though. This is throwing so much into the mix. But eventually he is dealt with, cleaned up. Still the neural theft was able to get online, and Boaster, he collects a kill because of it. Crosshair placement not ideal for Durka.
And a good kill from Sadak. That's going to get some confidence going. Nice shot hit. Game plan working. Tui's in an awesome backstab position. Everything left to Boaster.
So much to do. One fight taken. And one. Sees the second player, guesses incorrectly. And so Loud answer back.
That's a very good round by Sadak, and I'm not just talking about the flick shot that he hit, but the manipulation of the defender rotations. Fnatic were just starting to get the read that it was heading into A as he decided to pull the trigger and execute into the site. He gets the spray down on onto Alfia, sorry. So they trade 2 duelists for the 1 site anchor. I think that's, or rather 1 duelist for the 1 site anchor. I think that is exactly how Loud would like to play things. And they seal it up. I'm looking towards Durka here, over towards A ramp. He's not going to find many opportunities to get aggressive, but depending on how bold he is, he could just try to ego this Viper setup. Kawanzine in the previous matches was always using his Trailblazer here, and now they're just contacting.
Here we go! No cue given. Durka left so unaware, but there's a paranoia and a nade. And Sadak's left reeling from that one. Still it's Aspas carving his way forwards, cleaving into the top site. At least the top of A, a path has been found.
Very nicely done. Plant for heaven too. Barring any heroics here from Leo, the round should be sealed up. I mean, 2Es is also just the final line of security if they even need it. I don't think there's any chance Leo's going to see this one coming.
They're going to hunt for these guns.
Definitely. And it's going to apply serious stress to Fnatic's economy. Loud have looked good on their attack side playing this comp. The only team to punish them for it was DRX. Playing that flood retake style with a very heavy single site anchor. But if you think about how this round worked, all of the anticipation of the crowd just dissipating in a moment.
Exiting but returns.
Both of these comps are really quite similar. You've got the double duelist, but it's almost like the 2021 version played by Fnatic versus the 2023 version played by Loud, where you combine it with the double controller and the Sky Flash. And it's quite singular in its purpose. It's going to burst into sights, overwhelm you with utility and aggression. On both sides, honestly. Whereas Fnatic's is a little A little more able to play the slow game, despite having 2 duelists. Maybe a little more labored on the burst plays once we swap sides. Loud grouping up in B main here. They've got Seekers, Vipers pit for post. Alpha is not here to anchor. Everything on Boaster with only a stinger in hand.
Yeah. Paranoia, push back, and a nade, and the slow orb. It's bought him time. Critically, moves forward, a closer angle to be found.
Sage wall hasn't been broken in mid, so none of these B players are worried about a B heaven backstab. Cowancy reflashes, spots the wall. Got to break this, but they could always still go for a B re-hit. They're actually leaving that area, though. So it is possible that Alpha is going to once more be tested.
Onto the complete opposite.
The Seekers are going to be so useful here. Aspas and Sadak can follow them into sight and just essentially spam them as Alpha plays inside his cage.
And here we go. Seekers offloaded. Durka stays alive, but he's bloodied, he's bruised, and he's got the most to do. What? Shuts down Sadak. Under so much scrutiny. A re-swing. The confidence. Oh, it's boundless. It's all the way there, and it's crumbling beneath them. Loud. They just can't quite do it. Magnificent by Fnatic. An instant response, weaving in and out, playing off of each other.
And Durka gets away with murder there as well. After taking, I think it was 140, a phantom dink to begin the round, he's down to 1 health, 1 HP.
There's no shot.
It must have been a 124 at that distance with only light armor online. He's still able to pick up 2 kills. I feel for Sadak, he's having a really rough finals already. And to spray and pray like that, and your praise be denied, the deities of Valorant spitting in your face, it's gotta feel dreadful.
Script writers have got something else in mind, it seems. Today, Fnatic laying claim, laying waste to the opposition. And still holding it down. That first kill onto Les is going to sting. Durka overstays his welcome.
Punished this time, and that's so important. That's the second time that Durka's been taken out going for something aggressive, but he can't be allowed, from Loud's point of view, to abuse this Viper setup. You need to have that conditioning that there could be people behind the Viper stuff.
A fight to be taken. Shots rattled.
Honestly, if I see Leo on a site at this point, I am running the other direction.
You leave it. Nice enough time though. Slow was there. Now you see it. What is the play being made? Rocket the showstopper.
0 damage.
Gains nothing, and Leo just couldn't quite dodge the flash. Still, the execute continues. Loud looking to try and pincer this one. Boaster, he's under assault from so many different angles. The counter spam, the punish. It's there.
Strong round from Loud. Alfiev can go for some kind of exits, or just keep the weapon online for Durka into the next, but either way, Loud are starting to find some success. This composition is quite attackers-sided, I would say, but Fnatic themselves, you know, similar scenes, arguably.
Still could be anyone's map.
It absolutely could, but it has to be Loud's for the series to continue, for them to have any chance at winning that back-to-back title. Alfie just looking to save the gun here.
Start to feel the heat here. Couple of seconds left for him to try and survive. Do not swing out, son.
You think about how Durka's been playing this tournament so far. These kind of plays have always worked. But the frustration on Mini's face tells me that there might be a stern talking to coming. Fnatic have taken a timeout, and both Mini and Boaster will be cautioning Durka not to overheat. You cannot allow the moment to get to you, the crowd to weigh on you, and a feeling of immortality to hit. But at the same time, a fine balance must be found. You can't allow that Viper utility to always go uncontested. But picking and choosing your moments more carefully may be the secret there for Durka. Because that's the second time in 3 rounds that Loud have won where Durka's offered them an opening.
Loud, not the kind of team to go out easy. They want this just as much as Fnatic do. Chronicle hunting for that 2-time trophy. Boaster hunting for his own when he's been so close yet so far in the past.
You saw the historic video, the tears that were shed towards the end from Fnatic. Just another minor character in Sentinel's story at the beginning of Valorant. But now they have firmly made that their own. Looking to do the same as was done to them. On pace right now for an undefeated streak through lock-in. But Loud are there to challenge, and so far it's looking so good. Durka with knives in his hand. Now Fnatic's defense didn't look like it had as many set plays as their Fracture when we saw it earlier in this tournament. I didn't see them cook up big game plans around Chronicle's ultimates, for example. A little ping there as they look to see, is there a camera? Is there some kind of trap play? But no, not this time. Loud are allowed mid for free.
Durka might be feeling it sometime soon. No, instead the players that were creeping and crawling, possibly through ropes, they instead decide to take their presence towards mid still. Crossing, using that Viper wall.
This is all still really fluid from Loud, right? Sadak at any point here can call a B split and an A split, just based on what he hears and what's delivered to him by the rest of the team. And the key, from our point of view, is less. He's starting to move over to B. This is going to be a commitment.
Chronicle, smoke in his face. Boombot tags onto a target, and whilst all that's happening, the rotations, the attempt, everything's being thrown into chaos. Moving forwards, Leo does not win it out, yet still, look at that! Main can't be contained with time on the clock, bleeding low. Durka with the most to do. Cosmic Device splits across, right click does not hit the Storm. And he has to back, just a shorty.
So close, that could have been everything.
Weaponry's not good. Cloudburst forwards, pre-fire. But less punishes.
Durka's looking to retrieve a rifle here and still go for it. Or maybe he's required to save with the money on Alpha Year and Boaster being so low. Loud are being given a lot of the map here, and Durka finally calls it off.
Feels like, Josh, it's been a long time in this series since we've seen Loud with an ever so slight lead where momentum's been on their side, but making steady strides.
I would argue the 6-6 half on Fracture on their defense, it looked promising. I could see really bright spots.
Yep.
They just weren't able to do anything on the other half of the map. And that, I've got to admit, does worry me a little bit here. We've already seen Loud's attack side be very good, and especially with how passive Fnatic are playing them, offering them the whole of mid, very safe Sage walls from Leo, even getting Loud into B heaven. I would expect Loud's attack side to be good here and rack up 6, maybe even 7 rounds. Doesn't mean I'm not concerned about them on the other half.
Boaster attempting. Smoked across, Judge in his hands, a potent weapon indeed, yet a fight taken and a fight lost for Chronicle. The call is made here. Waiting it out, but Loud, they don't overstep themselves. Okay, we got a kill, let's slow it down.
This is tough from Boaster. He was worried someone could have gone A-ramp, but now he's in the position to win the round.
Smoke will fade at any moment, you've got to be kidding me! What timing was taken there?
Just off the smoke.
Instinct at its best. And he's handed a cheap one. He's handed an easy one. Durka's there as well, bailing him out. Pressure being applied into the corner of the site, but it's Loud who are struggling to get in. A dodge and a flash, up close and personal. That's where the judge is favored. And Boaster, he's going for more. Tap at a spike, Kawazine can start to feel it. In this situation again.
Kawanzin's going to get Seekers off the back of this. Doesn't seem like he's going to be offered a great opportunity to use them, but maybe 2Es can be the playmaker.
He's going to have to be.
Does he hear any footsteps? I don't think so, and it's not planted for heaven.
And he doesn't have any stars to delay. He's dealt with final player known. And what is the play? TP across. And that's that crossfire setup. Boaster happy to be the sacrificial lamb, especially if it secures him that round.
What a great round from Fnatic there, and from Boaster especially. Preternatural timing on the read with the judge. Exactly as his smoke was about to go down, you saw Cowan getting ready, I think, to flash through it. And he just spams, grabs a kill, falls off. Good for another as they get into sight.
You can tell how much he wants it, Josh.
Yeah, he's playing like a man possessed. A man that can feel and sense his dreams of the last 2 years becoming manifest.
It's been a long journey. But the job is not finished. Oh, crossing through the choke. Fnatic might have got a glimpse of that one. Trailblazer pushes forwards, pushes past. Not sure if it spotted anyone, but look at this. Fnatic eager to contain, eager to take the fight. It's Aspas with the knives though, and look at this. Seekers push forwards, it's a right click. Won't have any more to throw at him. Pound for pound, anchoring at the back. Boaster vulnerable. Ultimate online, TP's back to safety. And Leo, he's watching for it. Sadak, maybe just feeling like he has to create a play in that moment, but he overstays his welcome.
Les will have ult.
And so this is what it comes down to.
Alpha, yeah, though.
On the heaven position.
Yeah, he's getting ready. Here comes the ultimate.
No theft, everybody spam, that's the game plan. Boaster though. Overshot it a little bit, didn't quite take the correct timing. Left it at 2-on-2. And this is hard. Leo hoping to spam, hoping to kill, but he will not claim it. He will not get it. Shut down.
A major round win. Signs of life here from Loud still. They have not given up hope. And so far, this attacking side has been marvelous. They're finding those moments, both teams with a great game plan, but I love the way that Aspas was already ready to outplay the neural theft. He knew it was coming and went for a play right before the first tag came through. Very smart stuff. They look super prepared here on Split. And they put Fnatic into a difficult situation. 3 rifles online. And it is very difficult for Fnatic to control the outskirts of this map. They're pushing forwards in B main, but surely Boaster doesn't get more with the mini judge.
Leo repositions. Smoke. Oh my! Shots going wide. He does fall. A difficult task to try and break through and take the side, but nevertheless, it's done. Taken care of. Watching every avenue, Smokes making sure that Fnatic can try something tricky of their own. The rifles have to save. And it's Loud who are going for the hunt. They do not want to let anything slip away from them. Any advantage they can get. Hunting, Alfie. Dodge peek, crossfire setup is now turning it. Hunter becoming the hunted. Aspas caught with a util in his hands, a bit of a disaster for Loud, hoping to try and do some damage to the economy, but handed a freebie.
An overheat maybe, because all of these kills matter far more to Fnatic than they do to Loud.
Confidence for Sadak.
And not just that, but a bit of damage to keep Fnatic's economy in check as we head into round 11. Final 2 rounds, Fnatic should still be able to buy even if they lose due to the loss bonus. But maybe, you know, without that full utility, maybe a bit of a scrappy buy towards the end. But yeah, that confidence is so key. The game plan is working, and Sadak's finding some moments. He's not lighting the world on fire, but he's doing enough at the moment. Wow. So, Durka and Alpha, yeah, both making the play this time. Instead of Durka being on his own, they are together.
Alfia's going to bait him! No way! A triple for Durka.
He's just supposed to be the bait there, the tasty worm on the end of the string.
And they don't expect this. Alfia strikes and Alfia claims. 5th round for it. One step closer to that even scoreline.
What a response. What a response immediately there. How does Durka manage to get 2?
That's nasty. That's just nasty.
Ridiculous shooting.
No shot. And yeah, he's just supposed to be the bait. Take a fight, dash away. They don't expect Alfia.
But sometimes when you have players of this quality, the plan becomes immaterial.
Loud forced into a fast play. Double satchel, dash across onto the site. No control of A, Heaven.
Same play again.
Trying to clear it. Smoke on the edge. Less. No way. Making a bit of noise. Backs away as the orb fades down. Maybe hearing the presence there, but this looks like it's going to be that 5-on-5. Nade at the feet. Less. Bit of chip damage.
There's a reflank happening here from 2Es, but he's going to hit a trip unless Alpha dies.
It's all about that timing. Durka. Straight bullets. Meeting their match. Trying to take the fight. Wider swing, and Less is dealt with. All in their face as well. This is starting to get panicky. Trips dealt with. 2 years! Oh my goodness.
Close, very close.
More than strained, but still they collapse. Easy sightlines handed. But Alfier with a moment of his own. Let's see what he can make of it. Time running brutally low, and it's Aspas with 3. 2-round lead for Loud as they close out that first half.
Finally seeing Aspas come alive in the duelist battle, the Jet head-to-head. What a round from this young fellow. Looking so clean out there and powering Loud forwards. That should be their favored half though. 7 rounds. Is it enough to fend Fnatic off and give them another map, another shot at continuing the series and winning the second trophy?
It's a hell of an attack side for Loud, claiming 7. Unbelievable scenes, but let's send it down to the desk to break it all down so far.
Thank you so much, gents. Loud has come alive here in São Paulo. They find themselves a 2-round advantage, the best first half they've been able to mount here so far in our best of 5.
Yeah, giving something for the crowd to cheer for, because it was looking rough, even at the beginning of this game, too. To see them come back, to see them have a chance is super important. This is a close game. We still might have a series.
Yeah, and this is in the game where it matters. They were on the verge of elimination on a 3-0 loss in this grand final, and they have woken up. And the biggest question coming into this is, how does the double duelist composition perform? And thus far, it has fared far better than on Fracture. Sadak as an IGL has been varying up the calls enough to keep Fnatic on the toes, and the individuals are stepping up. And this is the perfect time, right? Because the trophy is on the line. Fnatic are still just a half away.
I love where your head's at, Mimi Achilles. We had asked who needed to step up, who needed to be the catalyst for a comeback here for Loud, and it was Sadak that we put the responsibility on.
Yeah, we have, and so far it's been looking decent. Stat-wise, still not going to be near the top, but he has been guiding the squad and still putting up some decent numbers. He's entering for them widely. Aspas has been going for a couple more lurk plays and has been able to find some really explosive moments throughout this. You can see he's once again lounging back, trying to maintain some composure as they get ready to go into this next half.
Yeah, but I think as well, this second half is going to be where Sadak gets strained the most, where Boaster also gets strained the most.
Yeah.
Because this game right here, this map, is the first time we're really seeing that battle go head-to-head. The rest of it felt like Boaster has been in control. This time, it looks like there's actually a battle of the minds.
This is going to be a half about the IGLs. The crowd is back, Loud is alive, but is it enough to keep them in this series?
We'll have to just wait and see. So far, Loud 1-5 in pistol rounds. Can they go ahead and put up a second one on the board? We need to see that.
A small advantage for Loud, but can they take it over the finish line here in map number 3? That's the question as we're getting ready for the second half to get underway. Back over to our casters.
The pistol round to begin. Loud of a chance to extend their play in this tournament, in this series, the grand finals.
It's going to be a crucial one. You heard Seth talk about it. Loud have not been winning them. And it's previously been such an incredible strength for this team at Champions and at Lock-In.
Creeping, crawling, it's Loud who make the first blow to strike. It's an easy claim there as Durka will fall.
It's a huge first pick to get.
Massive.
Durka on the defense side, when he was falling, opened up gaps. But look at this gap. Boaster all the way through on A.
Oh, he's not wasting any time. Look
No.
at this.
He's got
Pushed all the way up.
massively deep here.
It all has to be used to replay. I mean, it's so fast.
He knows that Les is around here too because he heard the wall being thrown. So that kind of stopped him from going deep into screens.
What's
And
a call to be made?
He's got a bit of a feel now that the defenders have been pulled towards A. I think this is going to get into some very strange mid-round territory. We can see that there is a path from mid to B open, but I don't know how Fnatic would read that.
And look at Boaster. Attracting all this attention. He's the man of the hour. A lightning rod for it all. And he's pulled these players. Loud are so uncertain of what the play is. It's a reclearance from them through into ramp, and they've got to be aware of this now. But Fnatic, they've been gifted a timing. Can they strike? Can they take it? 25 seconds left. Boaster still in the back lines, behind enemy lines, and still he claims one. With Aspas falling, it's that 4-on-4.
Sadac has nade.
Can he get it to deny? Plant starting to go through. Pull. Nade has to be stuck. Leo. Oh my goodness.
Just a bit off there.
Yeah, anti-synergy, but it's Loud who want to flood in. No time wasted, and no time like the present. Dropping down into hell, waiting for some sort of call. What is it? Sadhak taking space now, making sure that they're not going to be caught in a really strained position. Loud watching for it. Happened to the fuse already. It's not planned for him. Chronicle struggling. Gets off the spike. Happened to the fuse still. Not all the way through. It almost was shambolic.
But we asked Sadac to deliver at the beginning of this map, and he couldn't have found a bigger round to have that level of impact. Boaster, look at the minimap there, was on bind during the middle of all of this. And Sadac read the play coming through due to the paranoia. It was all scrambled from Fnatic, and he comes through with an extremely pivotal clutch. Loud have a great chance here at being able to respond, take split down. As long as they can carry this momentum forwards, their composition is going to thrive by taking aggressive fights, despite the fact they're on defense. Can people like Tui's and Les hold on in their anchoring positions?
No way. What is that timing? Tui's in the astral form. Leaps bound, striking, and that crossfire is just excellent.
This is deadly. Loud cannot afford to lose this one.
Yes. Takes the fight to them anyway. A push through the smoke will make sure the Fnatic don't get away with too much.
Alpha, yeah, doesn't realize he's getting reflanked here.
And the frenzy's good. Eventually traded. Limits it now into that 2-on-2. Weapons in the hands, though, of these Fnatic players. And how do they want to play it? Chronicle low. Smoke to cut across. Boaster moves his way into it. A bit of spam fire. He falls. Tiniest of margins, tiniest of gaps.
6
with 6
HP.
health and the most to do. Chronicle, it's all about timing. It's all on this. Judge, wait for it, but a flick of the wrist.
A bit too close for comfort, perhaps, for Loud there. And it's going to make that bonus round toothless. But man, that's going to be a bit of a learning moment for Tui's, I think. I was just asking the question, how were Tui's and Les going to be able to hold on in their anchor positions? And he gets caught in astral form.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look at the comps. Fnatic are going to be running double duelists. They're going to be in your face, bursting into sight. Yeah, maybe they don't have the same level of flash utility, but they are still going to be quick. Durka and Chronicle are no slouches.
Alfie, yeah, that's an early fight taken, but no appetite on his behalf. Our presence still being showcased into mids, making sure they let themselves be known. And speaking of it, all the way through, they've taken the front side of B. Nade, util, use, Sadac's in the air, and his head's been ripped clean off still. 2 years.
What is that? Collat Sheriff kill.
The bonus was supposed to have no bite, but when it's in the hands of these young players, anything could happen. Not willing to make it easy though. Fnatic. Sturka on the high ground off angle. Beautiful kill to find, and still the weapons are not that good.
Aspas on a flank, he can updraft over the top of this. Wait, he can jump around. No, can he?
Wow, he does. The trip's no good. The roar of the crowd might just be hiding all of it. Right from behind, Alfie none the wiser. A decision is made, a refight, a reswing, but no way in hell. The bullets go wide and the crowd goes wild.
To think that it's Leo that lets that one slip after he's been putting on a masterclass, a genuine greatest of all time performance prior to this in the BO5, eclipsing 10s from original Reykjavik. You'd think he was good for that. But my God, Loud, pull out the bonus round.
Oh. The fans are not happy with this. Fnatic, they need to cool off, cool down, and reconstruct exactly how they want to take the rest of this map.
The way that Fnatic run their economy, they are still going to be able to buy in round 16. It's not usual. You would normally see teams take an eco here, but because Fnatic don't invest into that heavy armor, they have Durka's Blade Storm, Chronicle's ult, it's actually still going to be a dangerous round. And frankly, I shouldn't have counted out the last one for Loud. If Tui's is hitting shots like that, anything's winnable.
Anything at all.
And also, think about Aspas already getting the read that he can go for these flank plays. The Fnatic are going to be grouped up enough and relying on trips on the flank so that he as a Jet can just run rings around them. Even if that trip had been good, he's going to be able to updraft over it and take a small risk in getting heard. And yeah, the players have got noise isolating headphones, but there's only so much that you can block 7,000 people out.
Reverberations and rumbles echoing out. God, that's cheeky. Durka, there's an attempt made. Tried to take Kawazin's head clean off, but Blade's going wide here. This is Loud, that 5-round lead. They're looking comfortable. Aspas on this angle. What tools the Fnatic even have to push them away? A cage. Might give it away, but no, still holding it. The paranoia's not good. Flicking a wrist over to the side. It's a dangerous situation. And Aspas, he tries to skip and hop. He tries to jump to safety, but it's Fnatic who are coming up with all the kills.
Massive 2 entries there from Fnatic. And Durka responding with another.
And it's Fnatic filling up the feed.
Loud are going to be in a really tough position. Their economy's good. But I don't think there's any chance of them pulling off this retake. Alfia's in such a safe spot. And that just shows you the danger. The explosivity of both of these teams. Is that deliberate?
Mistake. I'm not too sure. I mean, time was running so low there that it felt like they had no chance in hell of being able to save that. Tears could do some proper damage now in this 4 position. Yeah, no one aware of it.
Durka wanting to save the operator too. Seems strange to me actually, because the explosivity of Durka and Chronicle together has been what's caused Loud so many problems, but yeah, are they going to go with it for the operator saved into the next? No. So yeah, I like that decision, because look at the value that Durka's getting by going aggressive, by putting pressure on the site anchors, by taking space and collapsing on all sides. Nobody from Loud is being... Nobody on Loud looks comfortable in those spots. They've been able to recover the rounds in different ways, but the actual getting into post plants has been working fairly well for Fnatic. Fake TP from Boaster, threatening some B main control. Is Aspas scared about it? Is he? Hell.
He's ice cold. Not a care in the world. Flash re-clearance, no overstep from Kawazin, but they do take that B main control. Good information. It's going to be gathered here in the mid-round for Loud. Pings on the map from Fnatic. Look at all this space as well. Trailblazer spots out so much.
And whereas Loud were prioritizing mid control, Fnatic are just going for bursts. They've got a 4-round deficit right now that they're looking to make up by bullying 2Es and Fnatic. 2Es and Sadak on the A side.
8 at the feet, slow war, pull, Durka! Left, right, and center, the man's just fighting off swaths of the utility.
Cute wall play as well for Leo to get an angle, but nobody bites.
Contact, they know. Alfie is there, Les strikes back! And will he get the fourth? Yes, indeed!
Loud are fired up, they can feel it. So difficult to get yourselves back into a series like this when you're 2-0 down and didn't really have a chance on the first couple of maps. But here on Split, they are demonstrating a better understanding of what they need to be doing. Stopping the site hits from coming through, and the Fnatic don't have a second layer to their game. We're already into round 18 here. A push down mid, very aggressive from Loud.
Another fight taking place, and I can't see a bloody thing. And it's up to Fnatic to contain, to respond, resurrect, used. Space has to be found. You have to try and weave your way around, and look at all that damage. Supposed to drop down to just almost nothing.
And mid control is just never in favor of Fnatic. Loud are piling so many different things in. But Fnatic do have a player advantage right now. And it looks like Les is going to get pressured. I don't think he's going to have the time, particularly, to ult.
All over the place. Ult to the back, Sadak. How did they spot that? Possibly just from being pinged out. Boaster's own ultimate giving that all that information. It's up to Les. Positioning's known from the neural theft. The spike is going all the way around, but just that much easier. Cosmic Divide splits a side tap, fight still being taken, and this is no good from Fnatic. They're falling, dropping like flies.
Les is repositioned fantastically here to even try to deal with Leo, but it brings it down to a 2v1.
Leo somehow getting 3 in the mix. Wall, plant, 4 position, and 2 is just running. Knife out, not expecting it. Fnatic, not out of this map just yet.
A really good response, actually. Fnatic's coordination falling down a little, but I just love this individual decision-making from Leo to go all the way through screens, because it creates such a pinch on that player on site. His raw skill demonstrated there, right? In terms of how he takes that fight. The pull just not quite timed early enough. And Les is going to invest his ultimate early on, instead of saving it. I really don't think he's ever going to get a chance to reactively use this Viper's Pit, because Durka and Chronicle are playing so quickly.
So he removes an additional avenue that Fnatic might have been using.
And mid has just never been in control of Fnatic. Loud have dominated that area.
Cam spots it.
What is this from Les?
I mean, Les could just be overheating.
Why on earth is he so determined to take this fight?
Wide out in the open, backs away though. Viper's Pit regenerated, and guess what? Gotta clear your corners. Boombot didn't do it for him. Durka and his match there with a Jet head-to-head.
And with Aspas controlling the avenue through to A, Les can continue just looking forwards. Trailblazer's going to spot a couple of people in mail here, and there's still 3 players ready to collect on B. This round looks very difficult for Fnatic to convert.
Tyron and Lodo, and a call is made. Commit. That's what they want to do. A rocket lands and finds the target. And Loud are in control. One more step, one more round, and they'll be on map point. Contacting in, and again, it's the off angles, but he's run out of knives.
There's
no
15
more ammunition.
seconds.
Time running low. Boaster TPs. He cuts across. 13 seconds left. Paranoia helps. Unless it's forced to back away. It's all on this. What can Les do? Wading into the util. Boaster will get that plant down.
How has he managed to concoct that situation? What a great mid-round pivot from Boaster. And they've actually got decent post plants. The problem is the flank is coming through. Whoa, from Sadak. All good though, still giving the information to Alpha, yeah.
Still that 3v4 though. Alpha, yeah, do you really want to take that fight? Sadak, none the wiser, and he just didn't have the crosshair placement. Looking dangerous, 2 years, good response and patience, discipline. Showcased the bait and switch on the ropes. All up to Boaster. 1v3, finds one. No! We're in sight. And no kill to be claimed. It's Loud approaching map point.
Fnatic are forced to scramble in this map and really pull some unique mid-rounding out to have a chance. I mean, you're seeing how stressful it is for them to be able to take mid. And, I mean, Leo's rough to die in that position. But Loud are playing so well here. This is what you were looking for on Ascent, honestly. But they are looking primed to make this a series. And we saw in their game against DRX that going up 2-0 does not mean you're guaranteed to win the series. That one went all 5 maps. Perhaps this could do the same.
Wow, we're going to be trying their darndest for that. Aspas, no sound cues. Paranoia, TP across, but this time Boaster's managed. Percentage play, just bordering from insanity to genius. And of course it doesn't work out. High ground position! And the clearance isn't there. Fnatic, how did they do it?
Another crazy TikTok wall coming out from Leo. And Dirk is going to keep this position for the post plant.
Spike planted, nade. That's troublesome, that's dangerous. Yet somehow Leo survives on 19 health. And his crossfire. Good luck containing it. Sadak just wades right into it.
How many of these set plays do Fnatic have in their arsenal? We've seen now a couple of different flavors, some very unusual mid-rounding. How deep does the strat book go? Do they have other ways of being able to generate rounds without that mid-control?
Do they have enough?
Even this, I'm amazed that they get it back, with Kawanzine doing so much anchoring A. But they eventually brute force their way in. Loud are going to take an eco round here. So things are going to close. The gap getting smaller, but at any moment here, Loud can push it across the edge.
Across the finish line of the map. That's what they're hoping for.
And take us to Lotus of all places.
I know. 2 years. Not gifted with it, not that time around. Maybe one collateral. That's all he's going to be getting in this map. Plan's still down. This is looking really odd. Fight's being taken all over the bloody place. Still, 3 players of Loud remain. They will take the fight. Not eager to drag the weaker weapons into the next round. Of course, this was the half buy. Smoke, though, pushes them away. A while until that one fades. A couple of rifles are going to be salvaged in the middle of all of this. Do they want to play for the retake?
Looks like they're going to commit to it.
Smoke fades. An open sightline. Snake bite. Off to the side. Alfia watching, though, and it's immaculate. Great crosshair placement. And Boaster, he was a safety net. And so, Josh, it's creeping and crawling ever so closer.
The gap certainly closing, but Loud remain 1 round away from breaking the longest undefeated streak we've ever had at a global tournament. And yeah, we keep making comparisons to Sentinel's run at that first inaugural LAN where they defeated Fnatic. Well, Sentinels went 10-0 there at Masters 2 Reykjavik. Fnatic are currently 11-0 on an absolute dominant run through lock-in. And Loud are poised to challenge them. 1 round. Eyes on the trophy, but still a long journey from that. Focus on the present. Everybody in the arena willing them forwards. 1 big moment, 1 superstar play, 1 good call from Sadak. And we'll be headed to Lotus and make a serious series out of this.
Collect the nerves. You've come so far, Loud. You do not want to tumble and fall now, not when you're so close. Getting to that 4th map. It's the sole goal, but you've got to take it 1 round at a time. 3 opportunities.
So Loud are taking a timeout here, and I'm curious about the defensive adjustments that they're going to make. Because Fnatic have not been fighting too heavily over mid. but they have still been throwing it in occasionally. And you don't want to allow them mid-control. Loud's comp is so good at denying it, you never really want to give it to them for free. Aspas is going to get posted on B main. Big dash forwards from Fnatic.
Yep, skipping and jumping all the way over this utility. It's a good call by Loud. They take that space into B main. So an exchange in terms of the territory that's gained in this particular round.
Everything on
Aspas. Picks himself out. Flash catching, but he TPs across. A hard reclearance, but the spike was planted in the middle of all of this one. Loud. Starting to squeeze, you've got to find these kills.
Look at the push. The B main players from Fnatic are wrapping all the way around. There's flanks on flanks.
A pincer play, a pincer maneuver. On top, on the angle, and Aspas, he watches for it. 2 remain, make it 1. Loud proving that they've still got what it takes to stand toe-to-toe with the greatest in the scene here in the grand finals. That resilience, that grit, they pulled it forwards and they've earned themselves that 4th map.
It's going to be a strange one coming up. We have not seen Loud on Lotus yet, and they're going to need to win it to take us to a 5th. But they're starting to heat up. The individual performance is slightly better, but I think just overall a better game plan, a better understanding of how to work this map. Really solid teamwork. Very nice help for each other too.
Fnatic were pushed and pulled all the way to the brink, but as I've already mentioned, the series must go on, and so with that, we're going to a short break. On the other side of things, the continuation and Lotus will be coming up.